G'day everyone, welcome to the Australian Horticulture Podcast. How you going, mate?
Good. You're gonna have to brush the cobwebs off us, I reckon.
Yeah, a little bit. I think might have a tiny bit of a lag there, but we'll see how we go. Good
Hopefully
old
it catches
technology, eh?
up. Don't even get me started. It's been a hell of a ride. I think I told you that the NBN line to my place got damaged somehow, and I didn't know. And the NBN technician that came out to fix it, however long ago, a month ago or whatever, swapped the cables around with me in another apartment. So I've been without internet for like 5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, so that's been crap. That's why I haven't kind of been doing the podcast for a while, but we just can't really get on. I think I'm going bad now. Getting a bit of, I jinxed myself.
Touch wood, it actually plays through okay for the rest of the episode, man. Because I'm like, yay, I finally got all my technology fixed, and now yours is playing up.
Yeah, you went robot then. I didn't even hear half of that, so this is funny.
Jeez. Yeah.
Oh.
You with me?
Yeah, mate, I got you there.
Okay, good. I think your brother's here to stir you up again.
Yeah, as per usual.
Good on you, Blake. Got to keep him on his toes.
That's it. I kept him on his toes long enough, so.
What's been happening, mate? Well, I feel like I haven't spoken to you properly in like probably 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's been like that, eh? No, not too much, mate. Just chipping away at the enclosures and had a good bit of family time over the holidays. So, yeah, didn't do too much, you know. What about yourself?
Busy. Even with the family, like the decent holiday that I've had, it's it's felt short, even though it was 4 weeks. I don't know. It's, a pretty good holiday. Most people wouldn't be complaining about that, but I feel like I got a lot done, but not a lot done at the same time.
Yeah, and you went away too, didn't you? Oh, nice little trip.
Yeah, that was a lucky mistake, I suppose you could call it, or an unlucky mistake, however you want to look at it. But basically, we geared up for a trip to take Finn to Orange to meet some of his family, and then from Orange we were going to go down to my family's place down south and catch up with them. But as we were getting ready to leave Orange to go down there, we found out that one of the family members got COVID, so we couldn't exactly go there. And so Danny and I kind of just looked at the map and went, "Oh, bugger it, let's go out to Dubbo via Cobar. Out to Cobar via Dubbo. Go and see the zoo, go for a bit of a herp and stuff like that." So had 4 days kind of driving around, came back through Mudgee, managed to tick some species off the list of stuff that I hadn't seen before. So got to see Stropherus intermedius, which was really cool. I only got to see one of them, but it still counts.
Still, that's it.
Yeah. Managed to see 8 central bearded dragons eventually, which was good.
Yeah.
And got 3 shinglebacks. So they were my 3 main kind of species that I wanted to see out there, which was awesome to tick all 3. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and you did. And then that kind of bit your bug and you wanted to get a shingleback when you got home, didn't you?
Yeah. I've been talking to a few friends for probably, I reckon, 3 years now, saying that I wanted to get one. And whenever one that I wanted came up, it either just didn't look crash hot, or like it looked like a bit of a dodgy deal or something like that, or something was just off, or I completely missed it, or I didn't have money, or however the normal usual story goes. But I managed to line up a little South Australian shingleback that's about 2 years old from a lady that was only 20-30 minutes away from me. So now I get him out into the lounge room on the floor and roll him blueberries, and he just wanders around. It's good fun.
Yeah. Like, you kept him inside or outside, or
inside? So he's just currently in my bearded dragon's old tank. He's just in a little 3 foot, 2 foot. But I'll probably end up building him kind of like floor space. Will probably be about 5 foot by 2 foot sort of floor space. Thinking maybe long term I might try to cohab him with the bearded dragon, because the bearded dragon's docile as. So I don't know, maybe just try a few introductions before that. But yeah, it'll be cool nonetheless. He's just a real calm little lizard. Finney's already been touching him and stuff. Like he
Oh,
just
that's good.
sticks his little hand out and kind of strokes him gently.
Yeah.
He's really intrigued by him. So that was pretty much one of the main reasons for getting him is I wanted to just have like a calm little lizard that I could kind of really introduce my son to reptiles like that. Monitors aren't particularly good for that sort of stuff. So
Yeah,
geckos.
that's right. Or boids even.
Yeah, no, they can be a bit nasty or a bit
Yeah.
skittish. So
Mine are.
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, really stoked with that. The price was right. The location was right. Sweet
Yeah.
little lizard. Came
Yeah,
with
no,
the
it looks
name
pretty good too.
came with the name of Acorn. So
Acorn.
yeah, so we've just stuck with it. We're like, hey, okay, cool. He's got to have a name.
That'll do.
It's for my son.
Yeah.
So yeah. But nah, cool little lizard. What
Yeah,
about
no,
you?
you
What's been?
sent through a bunch of pics and you come back. That was pretty cool to see those.
Oh
So,
man, it's cool trip. Hey, like it was
Yeah.
good to go and see the red dirt and stuff. It was real crazy though because it was raining heaps. Like
Yeah.
when we were out there, like what on the way out from Dubbo to Cobar, we went
Yeah.
through a massive rainstorm for about an hour.
Yeah.
And it was like heavy to the point where there was like proper puddles all over the roads and stuff. And then that night, it kind of blew through with a bit of a storm. And I essentially followed it, herping, like kind of behind it, just trying to stay just out of the rain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got a stack of frogs. And on the way back, then I started to get a few reptiles, like when it was kind of like drying up a little bit. So yeah, that was good. Got to see a Dwyer's snake. Got to see the intermedius. Yeah, got a few things out there, so that was good.
Yeah,
Good
nice.
fun.
Yeah, no, I went for a bit of a herp the other week. Just a quick, like, almost a last minute one.
Yep.
Just the day you got back, I was going to flick your message. I was like, he's probably just got back. You probably want to go up there, but just went for a bit of a cruise with Tyson.
Yeah, nice.
Come across a nice diamond python.
That was a good looking snake.
Yeah, it was like beautiful. And it was funny because I was like playing around with my flash, trying to get my flash to work because it just wasn't working properly. And Tyson's like, diamond. I'm like, oh, where? Pulled up, jumped out of the car, and yeah, it was absolutely beautiful diamond. Just that, like you think of that typical Gosford diamond that you'd see,
yeah,
floating around. It was just one of those. It was absolutely beautiful. But yeah, we saw Jake up there from the reptile park, Jake Benny.
Yep.
And he spotted a bandy. So that was the first one I'd ever actually seen.
Oh, that's wicked.
So I'd never seen one before. But yeah, beautiful bandy. Like they're not like you'd see pictures. Like I knew they were small, but you don't realize how small they actually are.
How big was that one?
That one was probably about, I'm gonna say about 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters or something. So
yeah, okay.
Wasn't like super big, but yeah, it just didn't do that pose that they all do. I was kind of hoping to see that, but this one did. Thought, no, I'm not going to do that. But
it's probably not his first rodeo.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Like, Jake's like, some of these, like, you'll get out of the car and they'll just start doing it just in the headlights. But this one, didn't want to borrow it. But because we kind of done a couple of laps and we're not going to find anything tonight. And then we found a Burton's at first, a nice grey one.
Yeah.
And then we kind of did a couple more laps and passing Jake because he was with his partner. Shout out to her, going herping like a week overdue. I think she was. I think she was a week overdue, and she's out there herping with Jake. But yeah, did a couple of laps, didn't find anything, and then we found that diamond. And I was like, that's awesome. Like I was stoked to see that. And then we saw the bandy, and then we saw a gecko as well. So that was pretty cool. But
yeah, wicked.
And a couple of things, but yeah, it was good just to get out. It wasn't a super warm night either, so it was only 21 degrees. But
yeah, I think we're supposed to get a couple of warm nights coming up.
Yeah, might have to try and get out.
Just before we go back to work.
Yeah, I'm already back. So.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went back this week, so I've been flogged this week. Absolutely, like pumped. But I'm down at the northern beaches. But
back in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. So. But no, I'll be keen to go for sure. Especially, it's supposed to be a few warm nights coming up. So I'll try a different spot too. Be good to hit up somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, while you mentioned Jake, we'll have to give him a quick congratulations for him and his partner on birth of their son.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was only a few days ago, I think, or
I
not too
think
long
so.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to both of you.
Yeah. Shout out to her for herping, heavily pregnant.
There is no chance in hell Danny would have been doing that.
That's what I said to my wife. I'm like, oh, I saw Jake, and she's like, oh, isn't he having a baby soon? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, she's overdue, and she's like, you would not have got me in the car
No.
and gone looking for snakes. And then she's like, oh, maybe they were just trying everything just to get the baby out, like bouncy roads and this and that. But shout out to her. So
Oh, that's incredible.
that was pretty funny. Because like you see someone like, hang on, was that? I'm like, was that Jake? And I just sent him a message. He's like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
And then the next time we come, we stopped and had a chat, and then we just passed each other like 4 or 5 times, and it was good.
Well, remember last time you and I went out there for a look, and it was a pretty crappy night. We drove past Cooper.
It was Cooper, yeah.
It was Cooper. Yeah, he was messaging me later. His phone was screwed up or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was like just couldn't tee it up. And then was it Dylan Wallace? Dylan Wallace, I think it is. He stopped past and said g'day as he was leaving.
That's right,
and
it was
stuff
too,
as well.
yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be a main spot in that area. So it'd be nice to try somewhere a bit further out, I reckon.
Yeah, I've got a good little spot we can try. So
yeah,
I don't know what's going on with this bloody webcam. It keeps focusing. Gone blurry.
It looks like somebody's just smearing petroleum jelly over.
That's what it does, eh? And it's like, and I've got you. There we go. But yeah, no, not too much else. It was good. Listen to the NPR episode, and the boys knocked us off the top for most listens, apart from NPR, obviously. But they did it this year, so
congratulations to Justin and Chuck.
Well, yeah,
came for us.
Yeah,
I will just say,
it wasn't by many though.
No, and in our defense, after the birth of my kid, we got a little bit slack. There was
we did
quite a few weeks there where I couldn't make it, or we didn't line up a guest or something like that. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
So this year we're gonna go hard this year and try and take that spot back. I reckon. What do you reckon, Luke?
Yeah, we got to get the crown back. I reckon.
Yeah.
See what happens.
But right. It is hard with kids, isn't it?
It's tough. Like I was saying to you before we jumped on here, it was like tonight was really good putting him down to bed, and then last night he did not want to go to sleep whatsoever. So it was a bit of a disaster day.
Yeah, my kids are going back to daycare, like I said. So sleep's like they'll either crash. Last night they went to sleep pretty well, but obviously you had issues the night before. I was up till I'm gonna say it was 9:45 before my son went to sleep, and then you sent me a message at 9:15, and then I jumped down. Yeah, basically at 8:30, just gone to sleep. I come on, so
that's good timing tonight. Managed to line it up.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I feel like we haven't spoken for ages. Like we said, it's just been busy one thing after the other. So
yeah, no, it should be a good little catch up this one actually.
Yeah,
I reckon it will be anyway. I'll quickly say good day here to Josh and Darren Boswell.
Happy New Year, everyone,
guys. Happy New Year, Josh. Josh finally got his Victorian Murray Darling.
I was about to, I was just about to say that was awesome. Yeah, he's a bit of time looking for that, hasn't he? So
yeah,
Ben Watson.
Hey Ben, how you doing? Yeah, that was an incredible find. He was beyond ecstatic about that. That's for sure.
I've thoroughly enjoyed Instagram of late over this Christmas period of people herping and finding like what they found and stuff like that. Like Matt Somerville, all those green tree pythons they found in the wet season up north. Like his story put up the other day was insane. I was just flicking through it, going to my missus and like, got to go up there. Like that's one place I've got to go. That's the place I've got to go is up there. So
I'd love to see those greens up there.
Yeah, and the amount of babies he found too.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's because there's more people herping that area or more good people herping that area or something like that of recent, or people are sharing more from what they're finding in that area, but it almost looks like the greens are getting better numbers.
More common?
I could be completely wrong, but that's just the way it kind of comes off a little bit. Like, go back 5-6 years, you wouldn't see people herping up there or finding greens or whatever, or Yeah. Josh just said it looks like everyone is up at far north Queensland at the moment. Every second Instagram story is green.
Understandable though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understandable. But yeah, it's beautiful. That like they've been they're like I said numerous times. They're the snake that I remember that kind of got me into snakes all those years ago when I bought that book, and there's a green tree python on the front cover. So that's
Yeah.
like my bucket list snake to find, and obviously
I
the
love
leaf
them,
tails as well. So yeah, they're awesome, absolutely awesome.
Ben's just asked how my little greens are going and if any color changes have happened yet. My little greens are going fantastic. They have really settled into those enclosures. I actually came out. I told you how I popped my rib out of place or whatever.
Yeah,
But I'd like done a number on myself. We'll get into that maybe a bit later as to how I did it. But yeah, so I was out here at like 3 a.m. the other night, or 3 or 4 a.m. I don't know. Finnan had woken up for a feed, and I was trying to stretch my back out on the ground and pop this rib back into place. And it was just out in the lounge room next to the baby green tanks, and I found one of the greens underneath the leaf litter, but like hunting around underneath the leaf litter, like it was flying and
right.
crawling around the ground. I was like, man, that's different. I haven't seen those that guys doing before. But yeah, no, they're still yellow. I haven't been like pumping heaps of food into them.
Yep.
I know. I think most of the greens that I sold to other people have been fed a lot more regularly than mine. So they're a lot bigger and green.
Yeah.
I've got some good photos to see what they kind of turn into, which is awesome. To kind of get like a bit of a gauge on what they'll look like. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think everybody else is a green now that I sold them to.
Yeah. You sent me a picture a while ago. That was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was
Once you
wild.
moved on, it turned green.
I'm just about to chuck them up a food size actually, just to see if I can kind of get them to that point.
Yeah.
But
What are yours on now?
Mine are eating like a large fuzzy mouse.
Yeah.
But I'm only feeding them like every 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not in the race to get them huge. They're happy, they're healthy, they're doing what they need to do. So they shed
exactly.
perfect in those enclosures. I was a little bit skeptical as to how they'd go in the exoterras, but I think sealing them in with that core flute really held in a lot
Yep.
more humidity. But yeah. How's it going, crazy
Yeah, no,
rich
that was
people
a
with
good idea,
reptiles?
sealing top.
Definitely not rich. But yeah, thanks for joining in.
Props from Portugal.
That's a long way away. A long way away.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your stuff
yeah,
going?
what
Are you
else has
getting a
been
few
happening?
eggs and stuff out?
Yeah, got some chameleon gecko eggs. Got how many? I think I've got like 6 clutches of leaf tail eggs now going, different types. So
Oh,
a
wicked.
couple of cornutus and stuff like that. So going pretty good. I know the boys have laid, but they've laid in the enclosure. I'm just going to leave them in there. Like I said before, I'm not. If they hatch, they hatch. I'm not overly pumped. Not overly like if they hatch, they hatch. If they don't, they don't this year. So I've just been a bit busy. So if they hatch in the enclosure, all good. If not, then it is what it is. But yeah, I'm keen to get some chameleon geckos out and some more leaf tails. So more so chameleon geckos than anything else.
Oh, of course.
And those eggs look pretty good. So they're all incubating away in Chinese containers with some moss on the floor. So
Typical rainforest style, hey?
yeah, I had them in those those what brand were they? The egg incubation containers.
Yeah.
With like the over the water.
The ironbark ones.
Yeah, that's the ones. Yeah, had them in them, and then I was like, oh, I didn't kind of like the way they were coming along, so I thought I'll just go back to what I know and what's worked for me in the past, and just went to Coles and bought a bunch of those small little round Chinese containers, put the moss in them, and and that way too, like there's less chance because being over the water and in those tubs, they can roll a little bit easier. So I thought, I'd just keep bloody in the moss there, so they don't roll easier. Being on the ground, kids coming in here and mucking around like they do. So
well, sometimes it's always good to stick to what's known, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Plenty of people that don't move away from vermiculite or perlite or whatever's working for them.
Exactly, and it's worked for me.
It's not broken, don't fix it.
That's right, and that's the other thing too. I'm like, oh, it works for me, so I'll just go back to it. And I've had really good like hat traits with it, so
I think I might have to try that with these Boyds in the future. Hey,
Yeah,
so I'm doing them over water. I did it with the Boyds last year with the one Boyd that I hatched, and that worked.
over water.
No, over like with your sphagnum moss and like
Yeah,
just damp moss. But this year I just went straight to over water because I just wasn't prepared.
yeah, okay,
And
yeah,
I've just had a clutch of 3 essentially. I'm still kind of hoping there's 2 in there that are actually going to bust out, but I'm not holding high hopes, seeing as I've had one dead in the egg already that kind of pipped and just died.
yeah,
So yeah, might have to try that next season, or if I get another clutch of eggs.
yeah. Darren, good to see the enclosure cracking along. They're I was talking to Luke before. I'm concreting them this weekend, but I was saying because of the geckos are laying eggs, I don't want to disturb them and move them in, so kind of haven't really been too bothered to knock them out as quick. And I was chatting with Tyson too, because obviously they come from Tyson as well, and he was into me as well. How are those enclosures going? I'm like, yeah, not too far off. I just need a solid day where I can stick the concrete in, let it dry, and then carve away. But
Yeah,
I've got everything ready to go. I've got the foam in, just got to carve the concrete. And then once that's done, it's just a matter of chucking the soil in, plants and branches.
that's the quick part.
That's exactly. That's the fun part, I reckon. I hate building backgrounds just quietly.
Yeah, I'm over
Absolutely hate it. They look cool, but man, I'm not a fan of it.
it.
I
Yeah,
love putting the branches in and plants and stuff like that, but backgrounds, not my cup of tea.
I realized how much I didn't miss it when I started this frog enclosure before Christmas.
Yeah.
So I started building this frog paludarium that's 60 centimeters wide, 90 centimeters tall, 45 deep, and it's got like 2 walls, just expanding foam backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not miss going back to painting tile pointing over those and carving and all that sort of gear. I was over it. By the time I'd done the background, I was like, thank God. I think that's the last one I've got to do of those.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, because
Well,
I think
actually,
I said to you last week, I'm like, I'm going to do the concrete this week, and then that was over the holidays.
yeah.
And then I just went to the beach almost every day with the kids, swam in the spa every day with the kids. And I was like, nah, I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm not in a hurry now, so I don't want to disturb anything. It seems to be in a routine. So
Well, that's it. And like doing something as simple as pulling those in and out all the time, that could be
yeah,
enough to chop and change everything there. So,
yeah,
are
exactly.
you going to concrete them in place where they are, or are you going to take them out and lie them down?
No, I'm gonna leave them there.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're kind of like, I probably could, but yeah, I'm honestly probably just gonna. I've got all the foams in there ready to go. I glued them there. I'll just concrete them there as well. Make it easier rather than trying to lift them up and down,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. But because they'll be pretty heavy. Once that
yeah,
like they're light now, like but putting that concrete in, they'll just be that little bit heavy. So might just leave them there.
I just wasn't sure how it actually goes. Like if it would just like fall off the.
No, if you make it, I've watched Coop's video like 7 times. Shout out to Cooper actually, because he just did that one for his. I think it was his Gillens. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did his upright, and it come out like unreal. And he's got his mold and stuff like that. And that's one thing I'm actually going to do is make a mold, which is funny because he said in his first video, he wasn't sure what he was going to tell people how he did his little like rock things, and I'd already looked into making molds and stuff, but so I'm going to knock up a little bit of a mold. So once I've got it on there, I can just kind of get that texture in it and then just carve away. So
yeah.
I say I don't like building backgrounds. It's more that I think it looks crap when I do it. So
all you can do is give it a go, hey.
Yeah,
and if you're able to do like a little silicon mold type thing, like what he's done,
yeah,
like that'll kind of speed up a bit of the detail process and stuff for you potentially.
That's right. And I'm not going to go over the top with like rocks and stuff like that, because obviously with the leaf tails, I want them to have as much surface space as they can.
Yeah.
But speaking of leaf tail enclosures, did you see Matt's one he did for his Celebrosis?
Was that for his Celebrosis or was it for somebody else's Celebrosis?
Maybe someone else's, but I don't know if it was.
Yeah, that was
insane. Else's, yeah. So
that was a really cool tank.
Yeah. But that's kind of similar to what I do. Less rocks, but more rock face, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you want it to be usable. You don't want to be clambering over things. You know, they're a big gecko that, you know, comes from generally big open rock faces and stuff like that. So
yeah. But
that'd
that
be
gave
good.
me some inspiration saying that. I was like, but I've got the plants. Like they're powering along. The plants. I've got them at the front in the greenhouse, so
Yeah, wicked.
they're coming along really well. Keen to
Oh,
get
that's
some of
good.
them in. But every
I
time I
had
come
good.
down here, I'm like, oh, like I could spend hours down here, and then I'll look at my phone. I've got like a missed call from my wife or something. Like, how long are you going to be down there for? Oh shit, I've been down here for like this long. I didn't realize how long I've been down here for. But
I've got a pretty good trade off with my wife. If I'm kind of like tinkering around my stuff, she's like, "Oh, I can play PlayStation now." Like it's like he's doing his hobby, I'll do mine.
yeah,
You know?
see, you're lucky because my kids are at that age where it's like I'll come down here and I can hear them on the deck, "Daddy, Dad, Dad," because they want to come
Yeah,
down here. But you bring them down here and it's absolute chaos.
yeah,
I as soon as if they get out of the yard, I just shut the door and go back out in the yard and play with them. I'm like, it's just
yeah,
chaos. But I mean, they still love coming in here and stuff, but then like my daughter's that bit older now. She just wants to like touch everything. Like get that
yeah,
out, get that out. Like I don't really have anything that you can hold.
yeah.
You know, like the boys are just absolute psychopaths. Like I was in there the other day, and the boy just launched off the branch, run along the ground, just bit me finger. I'm just like, what are you doing, you bugger? It was hilarious. But
uh,
but
yeah, I think that's why it's kind of that was another thing that kind of got me to get the shingle back. I was like, oh, that's something easy that, you
yeah,
know, it's not going to move too fast.
yeah,
Generally, not too aggressive.
yeah. She loves the turtles, absolutely loves the turtles. But like, they'll be basking. You'll come out on the back deck because the deck's high up. It kind of looks over the
Yeah.
yard, or anyway. And then they'll see you and they'll just scurry into the water. And she's like, "Daddy, get the turtles." I'm like, "I can't get them."
You have to go diving in that thing.
Pretty much, yeah. But like, if sometimes she can get like they'll try and scurry, but one will try and go the other way off the little dock I've got, and you can kind of just, if you're quick enough, you can lift it up and just scoop it out.
Yeah.
And then, if I can get them, I'll give them a little bit of a run around in the grass so they can get a bit of sun and stuff like that. And she loves that. But yeah, once they go down, no chance of getting them out. So
No way. No way at all. I going back to how I threw my rib out, I tore down Loki's old enclosure, so I've moved her on. I don't know if I
yeah,
said that in the past. I don't think I did, but yeah, finally moved Loki on, which is a my mangrove monitor. My unfortunate thing to do, but that wall is where Finnan's going to sleep eventually. So yeah, tore down that enclosure. That was like a full day affair the other day. Hey, absolute
yeah,
mission. My courtyard just looks like hell at the moment too. We got a council cleanup coming around, so I was
yeah,
like, oh, if I do it now before I go back to work, lift heavy rocks all week, like I'm not going to feel like doing that on a weekend,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know, after that. So smash it out now, get the space back, move to like big fish tank and stuff out of the 4-foot fish tank and
Yeah,
all the filtration and all that stuff. It's crazy how much space it actually took up, like looking at it
yeah.
now. But yeah, it's good to finally move that out,
Because
which
you
is
wouldn't
good.
have too much left in that room now, would you? You still have
Yeah,
some.
I've got a shingleback, a beardy, two
Oh,
children's
that's right.
pythons, a
Yeah.
Stimson's python, two green tree pythons, and two rough scale pythons.
Yeah, so still quite a bit.
Yeah,
They'll be
but
going into your
basically,
bedroom, won't they?
the shingleback, the lizards will be, but
Yeah,
all the snakes are going to stay in Finnan's room because
yeah,
they can, like, they don't have to have bright lights on them all day. So if he's going down for a nap or whatever, my wife can just flick a light off.
yeah,
I've got to figure out how to do it, but that's how I'll do it. So they can still have the heat on one circuit, lights on another. And then that way, yeah, Finnan will be in the snake room essentially. But what a way to grow up.
yeah,
But no, he's so intrigued by all that stuff now. Now that he's kind of almost 6 months old, he's like he looks at everything in such depth. Like I sit down in front of like if he's being real fussy, I sit down
yeah.
with him in front of like the marine aquarium and stuff, and he just watches the fish. And
Yeah,
all of a
right.
sudden,
That's good.
he's just silent. It gives my wife
Yeah,
and me a bit of peace. I get to look at my fish tank, so
yeah.
it's kind of a win-win, really. But yeah, no, he's just so intrigued by everything now. Like he really likes touching things and
Yep.
checking it out. So it's good to get a lizard out on the ground and he can kind of watch it run around and
Yep.
be on his stomach or whatever watching it.
No,
That's
that's
good
always
fun.
good. And then they get to that age where they want to be into everything, and you're like,
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
No.
That I'm a little bit nervous about, just in particular, like with the aquariums and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that filtration kind of cabinet and all the rest of it's just going to be a bit of a nightmare to lock up all the time.
Yeah.
But no, well, that's what you got to do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you had some eggs hatch the other day too, didn't you? A while ago.
I've had eggs laid. I've had eggs hatch. I've had
You've had quite a
new
bit going on.
geckos.
Yeah, new
I've had new
geckos.
geckos. Let's start with new geckos because that kind of leads into eggs and stuff. So probably just before Christmas. I think it was just before Christmas. I actually had Luke and Mitch around for a bit of a yarn and stuff. Man, you get those two guys in a room. It's hard. It was almost hard to get a word in. Like I'm a bit of a quiet guy anyway. You wouldn't think of doing this, but
is that Youngans and Hodgson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just going back and forth with all these crazy ideas about the hobby and all the rest of it, which was awesome. But yeah, Mitch brought around a trio of Wheeler for me. I was just like he offered them to me ages ago, and I was like, oh no, I shouldn't. I was like, oh screw it, I'm just going to do it. I'll make it work. Like I've wanted these guys for ages now, and Mitch and I were trying to sort out some stuff for some like white berber that I'd given him previously.
Yeah.
And they're just behind the floor, behind me on the floor in a big tub.
Yeah.
Full of sand and a heat cord and stuff in there. But yeah, such wicked geckos, man. I've missed having knobtails.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I can tongue feed them too.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's good.
I just tongue feed them woodies, which is good because obviously being in a tub on the ground, I don't want woodies to just crawl out of the tub. But yeah, no, they're awesome. And I've already got 2 clutches of eggs from them.
That's good.
So I'm hoping, even if I get a couple out, like that's a species I never actually bred in the past. I tried for ages, but I never nailed them. So I'd like to get a baby or 2 out just to say I've done it. Should be cool. I think they're kind of one of those ones I'd probably go, oh, I've got room. I'll just keep that. Just for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're such good little geckos. Hey, very underrated species in the hobby, in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't see too many of them around. They kind of come in ebbs and flows, don't they? You see quite a few of them, and then all of a sudden you don't see any, and then you see a few, then you see any.
But I just don't find that you see the Wheeler so much. Like the smooth knobtails, you see heaps more common, but the Wheeler you don't.
Yeah,
it's weird like that. And like I remember when knobtails and stuff were all the rage. All of a sudden, you couldn't sell Wheeler.
No,
they would not.
No, everyone wanted Amier and Aspers and all that, but no one wanted Wheeler.
And these particular lizards too, they're actually very good looking Wheeler. I reckon they're better looking Wheeler than what I actually had in the past. But
that's good.
Yeah, they're nice looking lizards. But yeah, so got some Wheeler eggs. I've got Tristis eggs. I got 3 clutches of Gillens on the ground now. I got a small clutch of Gillens actually hatching tonight. I saw 2 heads poking out earlier.
Yeah.
I had my children's pythons hatch. I ended up getting 8 children's pythons out, so I got those going on. I got some Aberrans eggs. Got a couple of Aberrans eggs. I missed a heap of them. It looks like I missed heaps of them, but
are you keeping their nest box like super wet and those silly Aberrans?
Not super wet.
Yeah. Like, do they dry up those eggs or?
Yeah, definitely looks like they dried up. I think I'd need to take out the kind of sand mixture I got in there and add like more coir peat into it, just so it kind of like holds a bit more humidity. Yeah,
because I had the same issue when I had my Strophaurus. I'd find if I missed eggs for like 2 days, they were dried up. Like even though I tried to keep them more moist, had a misking on and everything, but yeah, just they seemed to dry up. You kind of had to get them the day they laid them before they dried up in the sand.
So small, it just takes no time.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I had I've got a bit going on, really. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it, I started feeding the children's pythons the other night. I think I got half of them to take their first meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, three out of 8 took their first meal. No, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jeez, that's not
5
bad.
yeah, 5 out of 8 took their first meal. One still hasn't shed. Yeah, pretty good. No
Yeah.
scenting or anything like that. Just a little bit of teasing. But yeah, I was very lucky. I had my friend Jenny looking after the collection while I was away,
Yeah.
and the children's pythons actually hatched while she was here. So
Oh, that's
she got
awesome.
to scoop them out and put them into the tubs. Bar, I think 3. I think I came home to 3 more hatching, but I had everything kind of set up ready to go for her. So all she had to do was put some water in some bowls and chuck them in. But yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
So you didn't hatch children's pythons. Jenny hatched children's pythons. Let's get it right.
Yeah. Technicality, yeah. Probably.
You did the
I
hard
just put the
work.
egg in the box.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So,
Yeah, and you're pumping the Gillens out again.
yeah, I think I got 14 good-looking Gillen's eggs.
Yeah.
So it should be a bit of a hopefully a bumper
any
seat.
Gillens on, mate, or what?
Oh,
14's got a few.
yeah, I don't reckon I can hold on to that many. Yeah, no, I will be this year. I got to try to pay for bills, unfortunately. So, as all of us with mortgages and stuff are feeling the pinch this time around. So, yeah, no, I'll be probably selling all the reptiles that I breed this year, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe bar a gecko or 2.
Yep. Yeah, I'll probably. No, I don't know. I dare say I'll probably trade some chameleon geckos with someone else for some. Yeah, just to get some new blood, but that's kind of it. I'll probably keep most of them. If I get more, if I don't, I'm happy. Like, that's fine. I'll whatever I've got, I get. But
yeah,
I'll probably keep them back myself just to see, and I might move them on once I can sex them, kind of thing. But
yeah, okay.
I just wouldn't mind building up a little army of them. So, but
I think if I actually had a bit more space, I'd probably try to keep some Tristus back, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I've got enough Gillen. I got 6, I think.
Yeah.
I think I had 1 drop off.
Yeah, okay. And how long are they? They're like 90 days or something, 100-something days?
Usually 90 to 110.
Yeah.
I usually find that most of my stuff... So my incubator's set to 27.5. But in the egg boxes is like 29.5.
Yeah.
On average. And I usually find most of mine kind of hatch at that kind of like 90... Most of my monitors hatch at about 95 to about 100 days.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that sort of realm. So, yeah. So, I mean, I've never kept Tristus back. I've kept Tristus orientalis back and grown them up and done all that, but I've just never done it with the blackheads. And I reckon that'd be a cool lizard to have another 1 or 2 of, to be honest.
I do miss monitors, but I just don't have space. I've got no space.
Yeah, they need a bit of room too, because they're pretty active lizards.
Exactly.
My female Tristus has actually become kind of bold lately. She's coming out heaps more and staying out in front of me and stuff, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Gotten used to ugly mug.
Yeah, apparently. Fine, I guess I still have to look at this hideous thing that comes in and feeds me.
I guess he gives me food. I'll come out for him, but
yeah. No, that's funny.
No, it's kind of good because I've been working like I don't kind of get up super early anymore. I've just been like on YouTube, just consuming content of a night time at like 10 o'clock at night. It's been good just to kind of just makes me want to finish this, but time's just my biggest thing.
YouTube's a danger though, because when you start consuming heaps of content, in my case, I get inspired to go and do things.
So do I, but it's 10 o'clock at night, so I can't get down here and start doing stuff like,
It's like this frog paludarium that I've put together. It's like the bee's knees, like compared to any other enclosure and stuff that I've got here. It's got like all the gizmos and whizmos on it. It's got like a fog machine. It's got a rain system. It's got these crazy plant lights and LED UVBs and just everything on it basically. But I'm looking forward to that, like really growing in and just becoming like a lush little rainforest corner.
Yeah. And that's at your lounge room, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next to the TV. So
Yeah.
I don't watch the TV much anymore. I'm just watching these plants going, grow faster.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I've noticed with YouTube though is if you're watching a video, you can't see the time.
Yeah, they've
So,
changed that.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I'll be like, "Fuck!" I'll be like, "Shit, I'm should be in bed by now." Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I go down big rabbit holes on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there's still a couple of things wouldn't mind getting. Wouldn't mind still getting some Swaney and I need a female Celebrosis, and then I'd be pretty happy.
So still keeping it within the leaf tails.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to go too. There's probably a couple of other geckos I wouldn't mind getting. I was supposed to meet up with Mitch a while ago, get something off Mitch, but don't know if he's still got it or not. But
last time I spoke to him, I think he did.
Yeah,
because he was talking about having to meet up with you or something like that. So.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't mind getting a pair of those. But there's a couple of other rarer geckos that aren't around too much. I wouldn't mind getting. I still have a thing for cave geckos. When you guys went herping and saw those cave geckos, I was like, I do miss keeping cave geckos. They're bastards of things, but man, I do miss keeping them.
Yeah, they're good geckos.
Yeah.
Sizey.
They're big too. Yeah, big and fast and can climb glass. And they've got an attitude. It's got me written all over it. If something's going to bite anyone, it's going to bite me. So
it sounds so much different to all the other geckos you keep that are like docile, hiding corners.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, they're hiding corners, but these things still have a go at me. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, they're pretty bold. Those things. I do love mental blank. I can't remember what they're called now. I have an absolute mental blank.
Gotta love it.
I used to keep them. I can't even remember what they're called now. I know Rick's got a bunch. I can't remember what they're called now.
Ringtails?
Yep, that's the one. Mental blank.
I was just trying to like go through with what thinking what's obscure that Rick's got.
Yeah, I did like ringtails. They were cool.
Yeah, they're a good gecko. Oh, you don't see them getting around at all, hey?
No. Someone asked me the other day if I knew anyone that had some. Rick's the only person I know that's got them. If he still does, I'm not too sure, but
yeah, I think he's still got a couple kicking around. I don't know if I'm right or wrong in saying that they just might not be breeding for him or something at the moment.
Yeah.
Or there was something going on there. I think.
Yeah.
But I do remember seeing the enclosure when I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably another thing I wouldn't mind getting again. Some ringtails.
Yeah.
But that's probably it, really.
The cave geckos would be mad.
Yeah. You just got to watch out because the females kill the males. So you can't really keep them together. You kind of need a pair that's compatible. And then introduce the male.
Periodically, sort of thing.
Yeah, like introduce him, let him breed, and then take him out. But like I never had that issue with mine. My mate, I kept them together, and I never had the issue. I did get eggs, but my female didn't kill my male or anything. But I quite heard of a lot of stories of it happening. But yeah, I know they're probably another thing I wouldn't mind them and ringtails and banded asper. And that's probably me for geckos. I say that now.
Yeah, well, it's like
the list grows every time, though.
Yeah, I was going to say these are kind of like some newer. This is a bigger list than last time we were speaking.
Yeah, I did watch your video again. You guys up at I watched one of you and Todd go and find a bloody
the Moritz
again. I was like,
Kato, yeah.
Moritz, because I'm going camping with a family at the end of February up at Barrington Tops. So I know there's supposed to be some up there, that kind of region. So I might get lucky and find some up there and photograph some. But KDA, I was kind of like, you bugger. So
That was like, I think we got pretty cocky too because we had the day before or the night before where we'd found all those Morits and we were just like swimming in them by the end of
yeah,
the night. And we were like, oh, we found one Kato. There will be heaps running around here and stuff. Then we were like searching around for like another hour and a half or something like that after it. We didn't see one. And we were like, shit, we should have gotten better photos of that first one.
yeah, and it had a full tail too, like
Yeah, it was a
original
beautiful little
tail.
one. It was only small. It was only like maybe 7-8 centimeters, something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's pretty much full grown for them. They're
yeah,
a little
right.
bit smaller than the Moritz, but they
Yeah,
kind of
it's
look
like
similar. They look very similar, but they're a little bit smaller.
it's like half the size of the Morits that we were seeing the night
Yeah.
before. Those things were monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another trip. I need to kind of might do that probably in a few months. I think go for a bit of a trip to find some leaf tails.
Yeah, wicked.
So plan
At least
that
you
a
got a
bit.
shot of it, being
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the VHS Expo in 8 weeks' time, Jamison. I thought about going down there. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think I'll have the coin
Hitting
to
that
make
up.
it down, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've got so
I've just
much
got to say
work
with
on.
work. But I've heard good things about that expo.
Me too.
I wouldn't mind heading down to one. I'd like to try to get down there, but
Maybe we'll try to
8
tee it up
weeks.
better next year or something.
Yeah. But
Yeah, my I'm the I've been referred to as the Stephen Bradbury of my work team, just because I'm the last man standing. My boss just before Christmas lifted a rock, or he was rolling around a rock in a drain, probably about a 60-kilo rock, and he squashed his finger between a rock and a gum tree, and like shattered his finger. So, and we had another guy out on compo, another guy that had kind of just been put off.
yeah.
So I'm like the last worker there, so I can't exactly like go and take time off now.
Yeah.
I don't know what my boss is going to do. My boss is probably going to be sitting in a hammock just telling me what to do.
Yeah, we had a few boys leave just at Christmas time. They gave their notice. So I'm doing like 2 guys worth of work, trying to keep up with 2 crews, doing service wires and stuff. And I'm the only one that can turn the houses off, connect them, do the testing. And I got to keep up with 2 crews where there'd usually be 2 guys. So I'm under the pump at the moment. It sucks, but what do you do, eh? Oh, yeah, we'd love to have a store down there, Jamison. But
Yeah.
gotta,
Biggest expo in the country by far. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've heard that. I've heard it's like really, really good.
You'd probably get a lot of people going to that too, because if it's like the one and only.
Yeah, and especially because I don't think
Victorian
you
one.
haven't done. I don't think they've done it since COVID. I think this is the first one back since COVID. So this one will be like huge.
Yeah, right.
But we probably should have planned it a bit better, to be honest.
Well, maybe next year if we can, we'll see if we can try to tee it up next year or whatever, and maybe see if we can get a few podcasts or a few people to have a quick chat or something, and do like a podcast from the event or something.
Yeah, and drive down or something, take some stuff down rather than fly.
Yeah.
So Darren's going to drive from Adelaide. What's the drive? How long's the drive from Adelaide to Victoria? It'd be quicker than us, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Definitely, Jamison.
Yeah,
be happy to talk further about it.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd love to do a few more kind of like
shows.
I don't know, just shows, just to kind of meet people. 700 Ks. Yeah, it's a decent drive, but not horrible. Could be worse.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that first one we did.
Yeah, 12 hours. Oof. Okay, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
When you put it down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that first one. That was good.
Yeah. Oh, that was good fun. Yeah. I feel like it's been ages. When was I went to the Illawarra one last year.
That was good fun. Any last year, I don't think.
I think the Illawarra was the only one that was on last year just because of
Yeah.
COVID again.
Was
And it was kind of
the
in May. It was in May.
was the Penrith one on?
Oh, maybe.
Because I know the Castle Hill's back on this year too,
Yeah,
which is
the
in
Sydney one.
February. Sydney one, yeah.
Yeah,
February, I think it is.
I
might
got an
try and
email
head
about
to
that.
those ones.
So yeah, I might go and have a look at that.
Go down together or something.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I don't think I'll have anything ready by then to sell.
Yeah.
I was kind of
I
umming
just
and
gonna go
ahhing
down for
about
a
it.
look.
Yeah, go
Colin,
and have
how
a
you
look at
going,
all
mate?
the bearded dragons and the pythons.
Yeah.
It's good to
Yeah.
catch up with people at those.
Yeah. Exactly. Colin on the chat there.
Hey, Colin, how you doing?
But yeah, no, it's good. It's good to see him coming back too. Like COVID kind of was a bit of a hit for everyone.
Mm.
That first one we went to was like kind of one of the first ones back after COVID, and that was good just to see everyone out and about. But we didn't really get a chance to walk around and look at too much stuff. We were pretty swamped at that. It was good.
Yeah, we kept busy. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I reckon it'd be good to try to do like some recording and stuff from one of those events.
Oh, for
You
sure.
think about some of the like the old school herpers and or keepers and stuff that were there.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to tee up, an internet chat with them as well,
Yeah,
And technology stuff's up to look at my camera. My camera's still doing it. Like we've had it nothing but internet issues the last 6 weeks. But this is the first one we've done, so it'd be good just to chat face to face and record something and put it out there.
yeah, exactly.
So, but what, are you got any new books or anything, mate?
I was trying to think about that before actually. I don't think so, book wise. Oh, actually, I don't know where I put it. I got a book off my wife's uncle. He was like rummaging around in his shed in Orange, and he found like a book on reptiles and bugs and stuff like that. And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you want this? And I said, yeah. I'm not going to say no to a free book.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting little book. I think it was more kind of like probably like an educational book and a generalized book.
Yeah.
More catered to like young teens, probably.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh well, Finney's going to grow up eventually, so there's something for him. But no, not really. I haven't bought any books or anything for a while. What about yourself?
I've got a few new books. Oh, yeah. I've got actually ordered two this afternoon off Scott and Ty. So now that they're a Chimera distributor,
Yeah.
I got a few more off them this Arvo. They didn't come. I ordered them, but I actually got a poster off the Australian Herpetological Society.
Oh, wicked.
Got that the other day. It's kind of I think it was the prints of all the magazines they've done, but it was like the cover print. So
Yep.
thought I'll grab one of those. But I've got those books for you as well. Those other two books I got, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember you mentioning it. Was...
That one with a monitor on the cover and the other one. So
yeah. Oh, wicked. That'd be good fun.
Yeah.
Any herping this year, Colin? I don't know. I was herping New Year's Day, I think.
I went the other day, just up to the usual spot. Found a few, but like I said before, I'm definitely gonna try and plan that trip to get some photographs, some leaf tails. So I don't know whether to go up to get some or out to get some Maritzi and Wyberber and hopefully tick off KDA and photograph them. But
yeah,
so I have a annoying issue with my lens that I've got at the moment. It's just I can't get close enough and it doesn't focus close enough, so it's driving me insane.
So,
but I might have found an alternate solution on Marketplace. Good on Facebook. So
oh dear,
nice cheap one compared to like a brand new price, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's just another frustrating thing. So
yeah, that's it's another wormhole of the hobby, hey, camera gear and that.
Yeah,
so expensive.
That's the thing. I got heaps of gear, but not suited to wildlife photography. I've got some long stuff, like long lenses and stuff, but not kind of that close-up wide stuff that I like. But this should suit me pretty well, I think. So,
Yeah, nice.
like I've got the flashes and everything else for it, but just not the lens, not the right lens. I don't have any macro lenses. This isn't a macro, but I don't have any macro lenses either. But I don't know. I just want to see more stuff, take pictures, and yeah, it's been good just getting out and about.
Just
Been saying
enjoying the
that.
habitat.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Tyson the other day. Like, because we were obviously road cruising. I'm like, I prefer to get out and walk
Yeah.
and find stuff. Like, the road cruising is good. You do have a chance to see a lot more. Like, because you're traveling a little bit quicker and this and that. But I'd rather get out on the feet and walk.
I suppose it
Until
depends where
like,
you
right.
are and what you're doing
Yeah.
and what you're
Yeah,
targeting
exactly.
and stuff like that. If you're targeting anything, or if you're just kind of happy to just
Cruising.
stumble what you want to stumble, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think I went for a herp just before Christmas. I think it was just before Christmas with a few guys at one of my old local haunts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a pretty good night. I think we got a few things. I think we got a Burton's and giant burrowing frog, green stream frogs, a few bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, I I put the wind up. Luke still hasn't seen a giant burrowing frog.
Youngins.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I've actually got one on you. I was like, I've seen heaps of these
I've
things.
even seen one, Luke.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. He's down Tasmania, isn't he? I think this camera's just going focus up on center.
Yeah, he's I think he's on a big trip this one. I think he's gone for a couple of months. So he's well and truly out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice lens, that one, Colin, that 90mm. Nice lens. I'll probably get a macro one day.
I'd like to get something like that, something where you can still be a bit further away, but pick up that detail.
Yeah, that's where they're good for that. So I don't know. I like those close-up wide shots. There's something about them. I think that's just from doing landscape stuff over the years, just having that background landscape as well. But
yeah, I when we were away in the Pilliga, I got to play around with Kai's wide angle lens, and I was like, oh, that was cool. That was good fun to kind of almost get a bit fisheye on things, and I was just taking habitat photos and that, but it's still cool just to kind of see how it works and what you're getting and all the rest of it.
Yeah. But no, it's just good. Yeah, it's good. Next week should be good, I think. So I might shoot you a message and we might go to a different spot. Hopefully,
yeah, for sure.
Tick some stuff off, but because I have a feeling that other spot will be packed.
Yeah, it's like anywhere that's like a well-known spot turns into a parking lot.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how wide it was, to be honest, Cole. Yeah, any good night like that, they just turn into almost like a garbage night because you're fighting with everybody else to see something.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I'm looking at 15mm wide, this lens. So it's not the macro 15mm, but that's manual focus. I want to try and steer clear from manual focus. Because I want to try and use the umbrella I've got as well. So manual focus, one hand on the camera, doesn't quite work good when you're trying to just close the shutter. So
I've had a few friends that have had manual focus recently, and they've just sworn off them.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can do it, you can do it. But
yeah,
if you're trying to shoot something that bites and has venom, you don't want your fingers right at the front of a manual focus camera. A lot of people.
I don't think it's even that. Even if it's just something just moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was watching Simon with that the crucifix frog. Every time he focused it in, it would jump.
Yeah. I'll just stick to autofocus. I'll save manual focus for landscape.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oh, what do you say? Wrap it up, eh, mate? A nice little
Yeah,
hour.
sounds good.
So,
It's good to finally get on and have a bit of a yarn.
Good your internet's working. So,
Yeah, it's about bloody time, to be honest. It's been a hell of a ride to try to get it fixed. I think I've been on the phone for, God, I don't even know how long. It was honestly probably 10 hours or so, just on and off trying to talk to people to try to get this fixed.
yeah, that's the problem with internet providers. Trying to get anything sorted takes a long time.
Yep, multiple technicians out here and multiple modems, and it's just a schmozzle. But it's back, so hopefully we'll be back more often.
Yeah,
should be good. Alrighty, man. Well, I'll sign it off here. So we'd like to say a massive thanks to Eric and Owen and the rest of the NPR crew for having us. If you'd like to contact them, it's best to find them at moreliapythonradio.com and email them at info@moreliapythonradio.com. Make sure to follow the NPR network on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. As far as contacting us and our social media platforms, you can email us at australianherpetoculture@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Make sure to check out our Teespring store for podcast merch. The link is on the Facebook page. To see more of what Jason is doing, make sure to follow him on Facebook and Instagram at The Gecko Effect. For myself, you can find me at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring under Beach of Scaly Beasts. We hope to have you back next week for another episode of the Australian Herpetoculture Podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.